Well, good morning. I'm Brent Adams here with your Rural Strong Morning Ag Report for this Thursday, October 12th, the 285th day of 2023. Leading off the headlines this morning, a likely Farm Bill extension should be easy to pass despite the political turmoil on Capitol Hill, now complicated by the war in the Middle East. That, according to Iowa Senator and farmer Chuck Grassley. He was asked about House Ag Chair G.T. Thompson's recent doubts in a roll call story over passing a Farm Bill extension through what he called a distracted and divided House. But Grassley doesn't see it as a problem.
I can't think of a single piece of legislation that needs reauthorization that hasn't been extended for at least 1 year through the appropriations process.
Bottom line is House Republicans work to get a new speaker in place.
I expect it to be pretty easy to get a 1-year extension.
The 2018 Farm Bill expired September 30th, and without a new one or an extension, unrealistic 1940s supply management policies and higher farm subsidies will start on January 1st. Grassley says Farm Bill talks seem deadlocked.
There's talks going on, but not much progress being made, and that's not based upon my talking to Bozeman and Stabenow, but what I've heard from other members that are co-members of the committee with me.
And once the House elects a new speaker, lawmakers in both chambers will face the challenge of passing spending bills for the fiscal year now underway, including ag defeated once in the House. Well, unit sales of four-wheel drive ag tractors experienced a notable upswing in both the United States and Canada in September, closing the third quarter of 2023 in a strong position. The latest monthly data from the Association of Equipment Manufacturers shows 100-plus two-wheel drive tractors and four-wheel drive tractors grew year over year in the United States. Both segments, along with combines, remain positive for the year. Overall unit sales of U.S. tractors are down 4.3% compared to sales in September 2022, with 100-plus horsepower two-wheel drive units being the only other growth segment, while combine sales finished nearly flat, only selling 8 fewer units than the previous year. Canadian tractor sales fell nearly 14%, with combines declining more than 37%. Year to date, at the end of the third quarter of 2023, combine sales overall are positive, up more than 25%, while tractors altogether are down just over 8% in the United States. Well, cage-free hens comprise a growing percentage of the U.S. egg-laying flock, according to the USDA's Economic Research Service. The cage-free flock has grown as states have passed and enacted legislation banning confinement of hens, and as multiple retailers and food service providers have pledged to only source eggs from cage-free operations. Additional state bans are planned to take effect between 2023 and 2026. The cage-free egg-laying flock increased by more than 10.5 million hens in the first 6 months of 2023, according to USDA's monthly cage-free shell egg report. Cage-free hens increased as a proportion of the total U.S. egg-laying flock, expanding from 36% in January to 38% in June. The non-organic cage-free flock accounted for most of the increase. Well, a new survey from the United Soybean Board reveals valuable insights into consumer preferences and purchasing attitudes for animal protein, particularly pork products. According to the survey, 70% of respondents say that animal diet is extremely or very important to them when purchasing meat, up from 51% in 2019. Meat consumers who prefer soy-fed meat say it offers better health, higher quality, greater nutrition, and better taste. This research confirms that consumers' desire to know more about their meat choices, such as what poultry and livestock consume. The study found 3 out of 4 consumers are more likely to purchase meat if it's raised and fed by U.S. farmers. Even higher than that, the majority of consumers, at 88%, are more likely to purchase meat from animals born, bred, and raised in the United States. The United Soybean Board commissioned global market research firm Reputation Leaders to survey more than 2,000 U.S. adults online for the study. And finally, this morning, U.S. Ag Secretary Tom Vilsack announced a series of grants and awards designed to increase healthy foods served throughout our nation's schools. More from USDA Radio's Rod Bain.
A visit Wednesday to a Virginia elementary school to commemorate National School Lunch Week and announce
a cooperative agreement with the Urban School Food Alliance,
with Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack noting a $4.4 million investment to 18 of the nation's largest school districts.
Their job and their challenge with those resources is really to focus on procurement, on focusing on what kind of training, what kind of resources are necessary to enable school districts to take fuller advantage of local and regional food systems.
The end result expected, according to the Secretary.
This program is set up in a way in which they are to share that information, so in theory, every school district should have access to the information.
Secretary Vilsack also announced additional grant opportunities associated with USDA school meal programs.
We're announcing the ability of schools to make application for the $10 million that will be awarded in this fiscal year under our Farm to School program.
Plus applications for subgrants under the second phase of the Healthy Meals Incentives Initiative. I'm Rod Bain reporting for the U.S. Department of Agriculture in Washington, D.C.
Well, you can keep up with the latest in the world of agriculture by subscribing to the Tractors and Troubadours podcast from Rural Strong Media. Each week, I bring you agriculture industry newsmakers, hot button industry issues, educational features, and the best in traditional country music. The Tractors and Troubadours podcast can be found at ruralstrongmedia.com or wherever you get your podcasts. We also invite you to join us daily on Rural Strong Radio, our 24/7 streaming radio station found at ruralstrongmedia.com or on the Live 365 streaming radio app for your mobile device. Each day, we bring you our award-winning agriculture programming, as well as the best in traditional country music, mixed in with a little bluegrass, western swing, southern rock, and inspirational music. Again, the place to find Rural Strong Radio is ruralstrongmedia.com or the Live 365 streaming radio app. We're portable, so take us with you everywhere you go this harvest season. We'll get you through those long, challenging days this fall. Well, I'll be back again tomorrow with another Rural Strong Morning Ag Report here on Steve Shetler Media. Make it a great day, everybody.